The last of the stars drifts softly behind you now, folding into the quiet of the sky like petals into dusk. You are floating once more, not flying, not falling, just moving in stillness, carried on currents of peace that don't need to be seen to be trusted. Below, a new landscape begins to form, not rising quickly, but emerging slowly, like mist curling into shape. It appears first as a soft shimmer, then as color, then as form, a forest, but not like any you've known. The trees are tall and slender, glowing faintly with hues of pale jade and moonlit silver. Their trunks are smooth to the eye, barkless and cool, as though carved from driftwood and starlight. Leaves hang in delicate patterns, broad and soft like velvet, rustling in a breeze too gentle to feel. When the wind passes through, it makes no sound, only the hush of presence. You descend slowly until your feet touch the forest floor. It yields just slightly, springy beneath you. Not soil, not stone, but something like moss woven from clouds. The sensation underfoot is comforting and light, as if the earth itself is sighing with your every step. You walk with no direction, only drift, as if led by a kind knowing. There are no paths here, no signs, no destinations, just the gentle suggestion of movement, the way a leaf knows which way to turn toward the sun. Around you, everything glows, not brightly but enough to see without trying. Pale blues, soft greens, hints of lavender. The light here seems to listen, to bend gently around you, to ask nothing. Somewhere nearby, water flows, not quickly, not far. You begin to follow the sound, or rather the feeling of it. A soft trickle, smooth as silk sliding over stone. The air here is cool and clear, but carries warmth at its edges, like the space near a sleeping animal, or the place just beneath a blanket. As you walk, you notice how the trees part for you, bowing slightly, their leaves brushing one another like a whisper of old languages. The sky above is distant and wide, the color of dreams just before waking. Not quite night, not yet day. Stars linger still, pale and patient. Then the trees thin, and you step into a clearing. At its center flows a stream, so still in its movement, it almost appears not to move at all. The water is glass-like, tinted the softest teal, its surface catching glints of light from invisible moons above. You kneel at its edge. You dip your fingers in. The stream is warm and cool at once, like memory. Not wet, but cleansing. Your hand passes through it slowly, and where it does, small rings form on the surface, expanding outward like tiny ripples of peace. They do not disturb the calm. They become part of it. You lie beside the stream. The moss cradles your back. The trees encircle you like gentle guardians who ask nothing of you but to rest. The water hums quietly, not with sound, but with rhythm. A heartbeat that is not yours, and yet it feels familiar. Your breath deepens, your thoughts float. The sky above softens further until it becomes something more like velvet, embroidered with drifting points of light that slowly rotate, like a great silent mobile spinning in the cradle of the cosmos. A leaf drifts down, slow as snowfall. It lands beside you, pale, delicate, its veins traced in gold. You close your eyes, and the forest breathes with you. In this place, time does not pass. It flows, like the stream, like your breath, like the hush between heartbeats. And if, as your awareness begins to loosen its hold, you sense another space just beyond this one, another garden, another sky, another sacred stillness waiting for you. You need only whisper the words quietly, as though speaking to the night itself. It flows outward on the breath of the forest, through the hush of leaves, across the slow gleaming stream, and into the sky where stars turn like petals on invisible water. You feel it, not as sound, but as response. A shift, soft and sure. The stream beside you begins to glow faintly from within, its surface now touched by glimmers of silver light that flicker like distant reflections of thought. It curves away from the clearing in a path that wasn't there before, a new invitation traced by moonlight. You rise without effort, your body buoyed by rest, by calm, by the trust that nothing ahead asks anything more than your quiet presence. Your steps make no sound. The moss underfoot yields like memory, familiar, forgiving. The stream is to your right now, winding slowly, curling through the dreamlike wood. The trees thin as you follow its course, each one swaying ever so gently, as though bowing in rhythm to your breath. The air begins to change. It grows softer still, if such a thing is possible, more open, infused with the subtle scent of jasmine and cool rain on stone. Somewhere far above, soft clouds drift beneath a pale, weightless moon, and the breeze that finds you now feels like silk passed through shadow, like a lullaby sung in a forgotten tongue. Ahead, the trees open entirely, and you step into a meadow that glows with a quiet of its own. It is vast and slow, carpeted with tall, waving grasses that shimmer in shades of silvery blue and sleepy gold. Each blade moves with the same calm rhythm, a hypnotic tide that flows not toward any shore, but deeper, into stillness. Tiny lights float among the grasses, soft as breath, small as fireflies, but slower, gentler. They pulse with no urgency, drifting on invisible currents, always near, never crowding. You walk among them, and they drift aside like mist, parting around a warm body. At the meadow's center, there is a pool. Not of water exactly, but something smoother, more luminous. A mirror to the sky, perhaps, or a wellspring of dreamlight gathered at the navel of the earth. It holds a glow the color of sleep itself, soft pearl, pale rose, and the faintest touch of twilight indigo. You sit beside it. The air here is the stillest it has ever been, yet not empty, full of presence, full of peace. You gaze into the pool, and it gazes gently back. It does not ask for reflection. It offers release. And as you breathe, your thoughts float downward, dissolving into the quiet around you like petals falling into calm water. No questions, no answers, just the slow surrender into silence. You close your eyes. Behind them, shapes begin to form, slow and shifting. Faint gardens that glimmer and recede, vast skies that bloom open like dusk, soft staircases that spiral upward into clouds, and sanctuaries made of light and memory. They are not places you must go to. They are places that come to you, each one woven of rest, each one a gentle echo of the last. You feel yourself becoming lighter now, as though you are no longer lying by the pool, but resting within it or becoming it. There is no more need to move, no more need to be anywhere but here. And yet if you ever wish to drift further, to follow another stream, to walk through another glowing grove, to lie in the hush of a temple made of stars, the story waits, always unfolding, always soft, and all you need to say is, it listens the way a still lake listens to the sky, not with ears, but with openness, with space. The wordless wish to drift onward echoes gently through the grasses, across the glass-smooth surface of the glowing pool, and up into the night like a sigh that floats instead of fading. The lights among the reeds begin to rise, not fast, not bright, just slowly, like feathers lifted on a soft exhale. They drift upward, forming a loose path that stretches toward the horizon, a quiet ribbon of light winding through the meadow like a dream remembering itself. You rise to follow, and as you do, you feel lighter than before, not weightless, just more at ease, as though the quiet has settled deeper into your being, as though each step now carries you more gently, more deeply into rest. The meadow parts before you with every stride. The grasses lean away, as if in soft reverence, returning to their gentle sway behind you. The sky above begins to lighten, not with dawn, but with a slow, pearlescent glow. The stars do not vanish. They simply soften, becoming quieter versions of themselves. Soon, the light path leads you to the edge of something new. A wide, ancient staircase carved into the side of a gentle hill, as though sculpted from moonstone in time. The steps are shallow, inviting. They don't descend. They float downward, winding slowly in a spiral that moves like a lullaby sung in stone. You begin to follow. The cool, smooth steps greet your bare feet with warmth. A warmth not from sun, but from stillness, from history, from peace gathered in deep places. The spiral leads you into a space beneath the hill, but it is not dark. It is not enclosed. You arrive in a temple made of air and hush. The walls do not touch the ceiling. The ceiling does not touch the floor. Everything floats, held together by quiet and light. Pillars rise around you like trees in a forest of dreams, tall and slender, translucent and glowing faintly with a silver blue light. They hum with presence, the kind of stillness that comes from being deeply rooted and yet untethered. The floor is not floor, but mist made solid, softly shifting beneath your feet, never changing, never moving you. You feel safe here, held, as though this temple remembers every step you've taken to arrive. At its center, a pool of light shimmers, not water, not flame, something in between. It rises and falls with the rhythm of a breath not your own, but close enough to feel familiar. You sit beside it, drawn not by thought, but by peace. You close your eyes, and the breath of the temple becomes your breath. The stillness becomes your stillness. The glow becomes the quiet at the center of your being. There is no beginning here, no ending. Only this slow, glowing now. Thoughts drift across your mind like clouds across a night sky, soft-edged, passing, leaving no trace. Your body feels more like a memory than a form. The boundaries of self soften, dissolve, become mist. And in this space, this temple beneath the dreaming hill, you rest, not because you must, but because you are allowed, because everything around you whispers permission to simply be. And if you should wish to float onward, to drift into another sky, to wander through gardens that bloom with silence, to rest beside celestial lakes that hum lullabies of starlight, you need only breathe and say, the hush of the temple folds around you like mist, and the pool of light at its center begins to pulse more gently now, as though offering a final bow before retreating into the deeper folds of stillness. Something stirs, not a sound, not a movement, but a feeling. The feeling of being gently lifted, not away, but onward. You do not rise with your legs, you simply begin to float, your body becoming lighter with each breath, as though weight were just an old story the air no longer needed to tell. The temple dissolves beneath you, not vanishing, but folding into itself, becoming smaller as you drift upward, higher into the soft, glowing skies above the hill. The stars return, but this time they are closer. They hang around you like lanterns in a great floating garden, some the size of pebbles, others like glistening lanterns gently swaying in place. each one glowing with its own kind of hush, each one listening. You pass through them, not disturbing, only joining. There is no above, no below, just drifting, just the sensation of being held in something vast and kind. You move slowly as if carried by unseen currents, like a feather riding the still breath of a sleeping world. Soon a shape appears in the distance, faint, soft-edged, like a mirage made of memory and fog. As you approach, it comes into form, a sanctuary floating in the open sky. Its edges curved, its walls made of mist and marble, gently glowing from within. There are no doors, only openness. You are welcomed without a word. Inside, everything is softness. The floor is woven from strands of cloud and light, giving under your feet like thick velvet warmed by the sun. The walls curve gently, no corners, no edges, just a soft embrace of space. There are cushions made of moon thread scattered across the floor, and wide, shallow bowls of silver water placed here and there, each one rippling ever so slightly, though no breeze moves through. You sit again, or perhaps you lie down. It's hard to say where one posture ends and the next begins. Your body knows what it needs. Your breath guides you there. You look up. The ceiling of the sanctuary is transparent, revealing a slow turning sky, vast and indigo, stitched with stars. One star pulses slightly brighter than the rest, not to call you, but to remind you, you are already where you need to be. The air here smells of distant rain and something sweeter, like the memory of blooming flowers you once dreamed of. There is the faintest echo of a wind chime in the distance, though no wind blows, just the feeling of space filled with peace. You feel as though this place remembers you, as though it was built from all the moments you wished for rest and were met with silence, as though it has been here, quietly waiting, gently glowing, until you were ready to arrive. And now you are here, in a sanctuary without time, cradled in the hush of sky, blanketed in softness, in light, in warmth that asks for nothing and gives everything. There is nothing to solve, nothing to hold, nothing to do but breathe and drift. And if at any point you wish to go further, to discover another soft horizon, another space of starlit stillness, to follow new paths that unfold like petals in sleep, the story will wait. It will open. Just say, the hush of the temple folds around you like mist, and the pool of light at its center begins to pulse more gently now, as though offering a final bow before retreating into the deeper folds of stillness. Something stirs, not a sound, not a movement, but a feeling. The feeling of being gently lifted, not away, but onward. You do not rise with your legs, you simply begin to float, your body becoming lighter with each breath, as though weight were just an old story the air no longer needed to tell. The temple dissolves beneath you, not vanishing, but folding into itself, becoming smaller as you drift upward, higher into the soft, glowing skies above the hill. The stars return, but this time they are closer. They hang around you like lanterns in a great floating garden, some the size of pebbles, others like glistening lanterns gently swaying in place, each one glowing with its own kind of hush, each one listening. You pass through them, not disturbing, only joining. There is no above, no below, just drifting, just the sensation of being held in something vast and kind. You move slowly as if carried by unseen currents, like a feather riding the still breath of a sleeping world. Soon a shape appears in the distance, faint, soft-edged, like a mirage made of memory and fog. As you approach, it comes into form, a sanctuary floating in the open sky. Its edges curved, its walls made of mist and marble, gently glowing from within. There are no doors, only openness. You are welcomed without a word. Inside, everything is softness. The floor is woven from strands of cloud and light, giving under your feet like thick velvet warmed by the sun. The walls curve gently, no corners, no edges, just a soft embrace of space. There are cushions made of moon thread scattered across the floor, and wide, shallow bowls of silver water placed here and there, each one rippling ever so slightly, though no breeze moves through. You sit again, or perhaps you lie down. It's hard to say where one posture ends and the next begins. Your body knows what it needs. Your breath guides you there. You look up. The ceiling of the sanctuary is transparent, revealing a slow turning sky, vast and indigo, stitched with stars. One star pulses slightly brighter than the rest, not to call you, but to remind you, you are already where you need to be. The air here smells of distant rain and something sweeter, like the memory of blooming flowers you once dreamed of. There is the faintest echo of a wind chime in the distance, though no wind blows, just the feeling of space filled with peace. You feel as though this place remembers you, as though it was built from all the moments you wished for rest and were met with silence, as though it has been here, quietly waiting, gently glowing, until you were ready to arrive. And now you are here, in a sanctuary without time, cradled in the hush of sky, blanketed in softness, in light, in warmth that asks for nothing and gives everything. There is nothing to solve, nothing to hold, nothing to do but breathe and drift. And if at any point you wish to go further, to discover another soft horizon, another space of starlit stillness, to follow new paths that unfold like petals in sleep, the story will wait. It will open. Just say, the garden lingers around you, glowing with quiet affection, not holding you back, not urging you forward, simply being, a still companion to your stillness. But you begin to move again, not walking this time, not floating either, more like being carried on the gentlest of currents, a cradle of warmth beneath you, lifting you from the garden floor into the starlit air. The petals below sway slowly as you rise, sending faint ripples through the silver grass. You are weightless, airborne in the most tender way, like a thought drifting into sleep, like a dream just beginning to form. Above, the sky deepens into velvet. The stars are larger now, but softer. No longer just points of light, they seem to breathe, pulsing faintly with a rhythm you can feel in your chest. Each one like a distant sanctuary of its own. Little islands of stillness scattered across the sea of sky. One of them begins to glow a little brighter, not sharply, just enough to feel like a beckoning without a voice. You drift toward it. As you approach, it becomes clear that it is not a star at all, but a floating dome of pale crystal, suspended in the sky like a bubble of time. It shimmers gently with colors too soft to name, hues that feel like memories or wishes not yet spoken aloud. You pass through its surface without resistance. It welcomes you without touch. Inside, there is silence, not emptiness, fullness wrapped in quiet. The dome is vast and open, and at its heart is a wide, still lake, perfectly smooth, like a mirror of the soul. The water is not water, but light, slow, opalescent light that sways with a shimmer too faint to follow. You glide down toward the lake's edge. The air here is thicker, in a comforting way, like warmth held close by cupped hands. Every breath is a slow wave, washing through you with calm. The silence here isn't silent at all. It's filled with something older than sound. A hum, a memory, a presence. You come to rest on a low silken bank beside the glowing water. There is no need to think, no need to question or name. Only this moment, this gentle rhythm of being, of floating, of resting. The lake reflects not your form, but your breath. You can see it, shimmering in soft rings across the surface, expanding, falling back, expanding again. Each ripple a whisper, each shimmer a lullaby. And the dome above, its curve holds you, surrounds you like the inside of a seashell, ancient and listening. The light shifts across its ceiling in slow celestial pattern, pale golds and silvers trailing across the sky like falling petals. Time slows further. Thoughts drift like snowflakes, delicate, vanishing before they land. And you sink deeper, not downward, but inward, into stillness so soft, it feels like floating within a breath. The air grows warmer, not in heat, but in presence, like the feeling of being wrapped in something kind. The light hums just a little louder, though never intrudes, just enough to remind you, you are here, completely, restfully, now and if somewhere beyond this peaceful dome, another space awaits. A glowing grove, a whispering forest, a quiet hallway of dreams yet to be wandered. You need only breathe and say, you linger at the edge of the glowing lake, where the stillness has weight and warmth, like a blanket drawn gently over your thoughts. The air within the crystal dome moves almost imperceptibly, as though time itself were breathing in slow, silken waves. You feel each breath melt into the next, a long, slow exhale, a pause, and a whisper of an inhale again and again, like the rhythm of a lullaby whispered by the stars. And just when you feel as though you might dissolve entirely into the hush, a gentle shift begins to unfold. Not a sound, but a soft expansion, as if the walls of the dome are stretching outward, becoming thinner, more translucent, until they dissolve into the night sky like mist under moonlight. Around you now is open air once more, but quieter than before, deeper somehow. A stillness that feels vast and listening. And before you, a path appears. It is not made of stone or earth, but of soft lights suspended midair, tiny glimmers like fireflies frozen in gentle motion, drifting in a curving line that beckons you forward without urgency. You begin to follow, gliding slowly, effortlessly, as if each step is taken for you, as if your body and the space around it are one seamless thought. The path leads through a sky scattered with floating islands of soft terrain, cushions of moss, pale trees with leaves like lace, pools of glowing mist. Each island drifts in place, gently spinning, connected only by these strands of light. You pass through one, where tall grasses shimmer silver, and when they sway, they sound like distant chimes caught in a breeze too soft to feel. Another floats nearby, an orchard of low, glowing fruit trees, their leaves whispering secrets to one another, and you can almost taste the sweetness in the air, like nectar and memory. But you do not stop. There is no rush, yet you move forward, guided by the soft rhythm of light ahead. Eventually, the path leads you to a clearing, a wide, suspended meadow of pale golden grass, soft as down under your feet, cool as moonlight on your skin. You settle here. The meadow invites you to rest, not by word, but by the way its edges blur gently into the sky, as if all borders have grown tired of holding shape. You lie down, and the grass meets you. It doesn't press. It welcomes. It wraps around you with warmth that is neither warm nor cool, but perfectly still. Above, stars swirl gently in slow, spiraling constellations. They do not shine. They glow. They hum. You feel yourself being sung to, not by voice, but by the space itself, by the silence that holds you. Here, breath becomes mist, thought becomes shimmer. You simply are. And if there are more spaces ahead, more meadows, temples, rivers of sky, more corners of dream where peace takes form, they will be waiting, gently glowing, just beyond this moment. Always ready, whenever you whisper. And so, in the hush of the meadow's gentle embrace, you remain for a while, neither sleeping nor waking, simply existing in a state of pure stillness. The grass beneath you rises and falls so subtly, you might almost believe the land is breathing with you, cradling your body in rhythm with your breath. So soft, so slow, it feels like the turning of the moon. Above, the stars continue their spiral, casting a pale shimmer over your skin. A glimmer without heat, without shadow, just the quiet light of distant kindness. Time no longer moves forward or backward. It drifts, circles, rests beside you. Eventually, without effort, you begin to rise again, not with motion, but with a feeling of gentle weightlessness, as though your body has grown lighter than air, a feather lifted on the softest breeze. The meadow below recedes, not disappearing, but folding itself gently away, like the closing of petals at dusk. You are drawn upward through layers of quiet sky, past veils of soft mist that glow faintly as you pass. Here the air becomes cooler, not cold, but calm. A silvery coolness that brushes your cheeks like a dream of snow. Soon a shape begins to appear ahead, slowly emerging from the mist like a memory returning. A floating temple, ancient and weightless, suspended within the clouds, its spires rising gently into the sky like soft prayers carved from moonstone. The structure itself does not seem solid. Its walls are made of light and air, its arches draped in sheer fabrics that sway with an invisible wind. You drift toward it without resistance, as if it recognizes you, as if it has always been waiting. Within, the temple is silent, a silence rich and full, like the pause between notes of a lullaby. Pillars of translucent crystal stretch upward into endless space, their surfaces etched with delicate glowing lines, patterns that seem to move ever so slightly when not being watched, whispers written in a language older than stars. The floor is warm beneath your feet, soft as sand smoothed by centuries of tide. Each step you take is soundless, yet feels deeply known, as though the temple remembers every visitor who has ever wandered its halls. At the heart of the space is a great round opening, and within it, a pool, still and perfectly clear, reflecting not just the temple, but the sky, and the stars, and perhaps something deeper. You kneel beside it, your breath matching the shimmer that glides across its surface. And then you lean forward, just enough to see your own reflection, not of your body, but of your presence, a quiet outline of peace, soft and luminous, resting here and now. The pool ripples, not from touch, but from stillness itself, as though the quiet within you has reached its deepest layer and begun to echo outward. You stay there, no need to move, no wish to leave, only breath, only softness, only the space between thoughts gently expanding. And if somewhere beyond this temple, another sky awaits, another cloud-woven path, another dream made of hush and glow and endless calm, it will arrive gently as all things do here. when you are ready, with just a breath and a whisper. And so you drift deeper, not away from the garden, but through it, as though each petal, each glowing bloom, has gently turned and opened a hidden path within its light. The mist that carried you lifts higher now, carrying the scent of something softer than memory. Perhaps the hush of a lullaby never sung aloud, or the warmth of a smile never seen, only felt in the center of your chest. You are carried without effort, your body weightless, your breath so quiet it's barely there, like a thread of silver mist in the folds of dawn. The blossoms below grow smaller, but never fade. Their light continues to glow beneath you, like a memory always close, never reaching for attention, only offering presence. As you rise, the sky around you deepens, not into darkness, but into a velvety indigo, a color that feels like silk on the skin, cool and infinite, inviting you to rest your thoughts completely. In the distance, shapes begin to form, vast, gentle curves as if mountains made of quiet air have grown from the ether. They glow faintly, outlined in the softest silver, not towering, but cradling the space around them. Your mist carriage, still curling and pulsing with golden light, drifts toward these tranquil shapes. And as you near, you realize they are not mountains at all. They are domes. Ancient floating domes hovering in the sky, suspended on nothing but calm intention. They are sanctuaries, each one glowing gently from within, as though lit by dreams alone. You drift toward one. It opens to greet you, not with movement, not with sound, but with a quiet parting of space, a soft breath that invites you in. Inside you find a chamber made of light and reflection. The walls curve around you, smooth and glowing, like polished stone warmed by sunlight. But there is no source of light. It is simply there, like kindness without reason. The floor is soft beneath your feet, not quite solid, not quite cloud, but something in between, welcoming each step as though it has been waiting only for your presence. In the center of the chamber, a shallow pool rests, still, clear, like a mirror reflecting a dream that hasn't been imagined yet. You approach without hurry and settle beside it. You feel no need to do anything. The chamber hums around you with the resonance of rest, of quietness that needs no silence. As you breathe, the surface of the pool begins to shimmer, not ripple, but glow, as if your breath alone has stirred the dream awake. Shapes appear within it, slow, shifting patterns of light. They do not show you anything, but they invite you to remember. A soft wind through tall grass, the distant sound of water flowing over stone, the warmth of sun-dappled shade, and the feeling of time slowing down, melting like honey into the folds of your being. You close your eyes, and the pool is still there, within you now. Your body feels like light, your breath like mist. You are neither lying nor sitting, but simply resting, resting in the shape of yourself, held completely by the sanctuary's embrace. The dome hums a little more softly now, matching the rhythm of your breath. It does not sleep, but it dreams with you, gently, endlessly. And as your thoughts grow quieter, your body heavier with peace, a soft warmth gathers once more beneath you, lifting you without motion, without stir. The sanctuary has offered its calm. The pool has offered its memory. And now the journey asks nothing more than stillness. Yet beyond the chamber, past the gentle curve of the dome, there is more sky, more light, more to feel. And whenever you are ready, it will wait, softly, endlessly, for the echo of your whisper. And as the light ahead pulses ever so gently, you feel it drawing you, not forward in space, but inward, into a deepening sense of ease that ripples through you like warm water, gliding over still skin. You don't rise, you don't walk, you simply begin to float, lifted as if your body is made of the same quiet air that drifts among the stars. The moss beneath you falls away with a sigh too soft to hear, and you are carried again by the tender hush that seems to know the shape of your rest, the rhythm of your breath, the weight of your dreaming heart. Upward and inward you drift, toward the soft light that pulses like a thought, just before waking, but without urgency, only the calm of being. As you near it, the light does not grow brighter, only closer, wrapping around you like fine silk stirred by a breeze. It forms a space, not a room, not a chamber, but a pocket of stillness shaped exactly for your presence. There is a sense of sanctuary here, as if the air itself remembers your name, not the name you speak aloud, but the one that hums quietly beneath every heartbeat when you are most at peace. The floor beneath you becomes soft again, like the surface of a cloud warmed by sun. And as you settle, your body responds with a deep exhale, a long, slow release that empties out the last ripples of the day. The space is bathed in gentle amber tones, like the inside of a lantern seen through closed eyes. Above, thin strands of golden light float slowly through the air, drifting like dandelion seeds in an eternal twilight breeze. You are in a floating sanctuary now, an island of calm hovering in the sky of a dream without edges. And as you rest, your senses expand outward, not sharply, but as a soft awareness, stretching like light through water. You feel the weightlessness in your limbs, your fingers gently curled, your toes warm and still. The breath moves through you without effort, as though the air itself is breathing you to sleep. Somewhere nearby, a low hum begins, a resonance not made by voice or instrument, but by stillness itself. It's the sound of quietude thickening, a lullaby woven from time forgotten, space unmeasured. You feel its vibrations at the base of your spine, at the center of your chest, at the hollow behind your eyes, and you surrender to it willingly, peacefully, not falling asleep, but being gathered by sleep itself. Moments stretch long like the shadows at dusk, and in their length, you feel your thoughts dissolving, not vanishing, but settling like dust in golden light. You are weightless now, and warm and carried. The sanctuary does not drift. It simply is, suspended in the forever between dreams, and you are held within it. The air around you smells faintly of something sweet, like rain on honeysuckle, or memory softened by time. There are no directions left to go, only sensations left to feel. The gentleness of rest, the soft cushion of space, the warmth behind your eyelids that never opens into day. And as the hum settles into the quiet rhythm of your breath, you begin to feel another gentle pull toward a new space, another fold in the dream. It is not time to move, but when it is, the mist will rise, the stars will stir, and the hush will guide you. And until you are ready, you may simply float here, rest here, be here, as long as you wish. And when you're ready, as gently as a sigh, you may whisper again, and beyond the dome's soft curve, the sky opens again like a sigh, welcoming you gently into its vast, endless hush. You are drifting once more, cradled by the same golden mist that carried you before, its warmth pulsing in time with your slow, steady breath. There is no movement you must make, no direction to follow, only the gentle unfolding of space, as if the dream is carrying you deeper into the heart of stillness. Around you, the air grows lighter, cooler, in a way that soothes like the breath of a cloud resting across your shoulders. Above, a canopy of quiet stars stretches across the sky. Not dazzling, not sharp, but softened by distance. Each one a dim pearl hanging in folds of velvet blue. They do not twinkle or shine. They murmur. They hum. Their light feels ancient, like the first feeling you ever knew, but never named. As you float onward, you begin to notice soft glimmers below, faintly glowing, like fallen stars nestled in the arms of earthless meadows. You drift down toward them, drawn not by intention, but by the peace that pulses from their light. You arrive gently, a slow descent. The mist beneath you sighs, then lifts away, leaving you standing barefoot in a field of silver moss. It is springy beneath your feet, cool and yielding, each step a quiet invitation to rest more deeply. The meadow stretches into forever, a soft ocean of stillness, spotted with clusters of crystal-like flowers that sway without wind. Their glow is faint, a breath of color in the dark. Lavender, moon pearl, deep sky blue. You walk slowly. There is no destination, only the joy of motion that asks nothing in return. You pause beside a gentle hill, barely a rise in the land, but enough to cradle your body if you lie down. And so you do. The moss welcomes you, its coolness kissing the backs of your legs, your arms, your neck. Above, the stars turn slowly, or perhaps it is the world turning beneath them. There is no way to know. There is no need to ask. You are not apart from this place. You are of it. You are the hush. You are the starlight. You are the breath that glows. And all around you, the meadow exhales in the slow rhythm of dreams. Somewhere nearby, a sound begins. A soft chiming, as though the petals of distant flowers have learned to sing with the night. The tones drift toward you, curling around your ears like lullabies sung by silence itself. Each note slows your heartbeat just a little more until you are not sure if your body is breathing or if it is simply resting inside breath itself. The moss rises slightly, as if to cradle your side. Your shoulders sink deeper, heavier, freer. The stars above grow dimmer, not from fading, but from your eyes closing, half open, half dreaming. A light breeze begins, moving across the field like thoughtless kindness. It carries the scent of something warm and green, something remembered but not named, like the space between two peaceful thoughts. And then, from somewhere beyond the meadow, a soft light glows. It pulses gently like the next thought that has not yet formed. It waits in stillness, in welcome, in invitation. You do not have to move. The dream will carry you when you are ready, and it will wait, forever soft, forever near, for the moment you whisper. And from the quiet heart of the sanctuary, a faint shimmer appears, not ahead or above, but all around, like light seen through closed eyes, soft and pulsing, timed to the rhythm of your breath. It is not a signal, nor a summons. It is a gentle opening, a doorway made of stillness, inviting you to float a little deeper into the layers of dreamlight waiting just beyond. Without moving, you feel yourself begin to drift, the way a thought drifts into sleep, soft-edged and unhurried. There's no sense of travel, only expansion, as if your awareness is blooming like a slow silver flower in the soft soil of the sky. Around you, the sanctuary dissolves, not vanishing, but thinning into mist, folding back into the endless quiet from which it came. And now you are floating in a sky that has no color, no direction, no time. It is made of hush, and it holds you like a cradle suspended in eternity. A breeze begins slow as moonlight, cool as the curve of a seashell. It brushes your face, your arms, the backs of your knees, carrying with it the faint scent of water, warmed by sunstones and leaves touched by starlight. Soon, the breeze carries you gently downward, as though some unseen current is guiding you toward a new resting place. And there, emerging from the mist, is a quiet lake that glows from within, its surface still and glass-like, lit by something not quite moon, not quite flame. The lake is ringed with tall grasses that shimmer pale blue in the hush, swaying slowly, not to wind, but to the quiet exhale of the earth itself. Tiny lights hover above the water's skin, not fireflies, not stars, but something in between, small and soft, and never still. You drift lower still until your bare feet touch the gentle surface of the water, but it holds you, warm and unwavering, as if you're lying on a bed of sighs. The lake carries you, rocking with the slightest rhythm, like the breath of the world in its deepest slumber. There is nothing you must do. There is nowhere you must go. Only this floating, this breathing, this being. Above you, the sky begins to shift, a slow swirl of soft lavender and pearl, as if it's remembering the shape of a dream it once had long ago. And in the center of that sky, something vast begins to open. Not a sun, not a moon, but a bloom of light that unfolds petal by petal, quiet as snow, radiant as silence. Its glow does not dazzle, it soothes. It wraps around your limbs like a lullaby made of warmth. The lake responds to this light, glowing a little brighter beneath you, casting gentle ripples that kiss the reeds and lull the little hovering lights into slow spirals above your face. The air is velvet here, thick with calm. Each inhale deepens the hush. Each exhale softens your body just a little more. You feel the lake beneath your back, supporting you in perfect stillness, and the sky above, cradling your quiet mind. Between them, you drift deeper into a space that has no name, no edges, no end. You could stay here forever, and in a way, part of you always will. But far off, just at the edge of awareness, you sense another landscape unfolding, gently calling, not aloud, but in the language of light and longing. And when you're ready, whenever you are ready, you may drift toward it, carried by hush, guided by wonder. All you need to do is whisper again, like mist to moonlight. And as you drift there, floating upon the warm hush of the glowing lake, you begin to feel a softness settle in your chest. Not as a change, but as a return to something deep and wordless, long remembered only by the quietest part of you. The sky above slowly closes its bloom of light, petal by glowing petal, as if tucking itself in for the night. The water beneath you stills, each ripple drawing its last, as the lake becomes a mirror for your breath. There is no more movement, only resting, only being. The lights that hovered above have found their place now. One by one, they descend, settling gently on the water's surface, each one sighing into sleep with the same breath as yours. You feel your body soften until you are no longer floating, but simply part of the lake. A warmth within it, a hush within the hush. Even your thoughts have slowed to a whisper, then to a stillness, then to nothing at all. Above, the sky stretches endless and silent, its colors faded into a soft silver gray like silk folded in twilight. No stars, no moon, just peace. This is the final dream, the last resting place in this quiet journey. You have wandered through forests and gardens, temples and skies, and now you are home. Not a place, not a destination, but a state of being. deep within, where stillness lives and nothing is asked of you but to rest. There is nothing more to find, nothing more to explore, nothing more to do. Just this breath and the next, and the soft, endless cradle of sleep. And here, at last, the story fades like mist in morning light, not ending, but becoming part of the quiet that lives within you always. Rest now. You are safe. You are home. You are held. Sleep. Dream. Drift. Twilight.